Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the LooseCollector Iconic Heroes Series Captain CANUCK. How do you pronounce CANUCK? I've never really thought about it before. Any Canadians out there want to weigh in on how you pronounce that? CANUCK? CANUCK? Let me know. But this guy is an interesting release because he's very, very good to look at. There's a lot to like about him. And I think these guys are definitely trying to improve everything that they release, so that's a good thing. And I told them when I first started reviewing their stuff, I'm going to review it honestly, no customizer bias or anything like that, because they used to make customs. Maybe they still do, I don't know. I'm just going to review it straight up, and they said, yeah, that's fine, that's good. And they keep sending review samples, so I give them credit for that at least. But this figure's pretty darn good. It's not perfect, there's some stuff I have to talk about, but there's a lot to like about this too. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before I show you the figure, I do want to show you my package, and it's a good one. The artwork here, it's always risky to show artwork next to the figure, and this is not doing the figure any favors. It's also not exactly the same version. Like, this has the face sculpted into the helmet, the nose and the eyebrows and everything, and that's not the version of the character that they made the figure of, so poor choice there, gotta be honest. This is a different version, still not the same one they made. I don't know what they were doing with the... There we go. That's the one they made. And it actually matches that pretty well. That's the one you should have on the front, guys. This is the one I would go with, personally. That's the best look for him, if you ask me. But, well, either way, it's a decent package, other than this is not my thing. I can't condone that. But, let's see, okay? That's not the biggest deal in the world because it's the package. Alright, next thing is the height. He stands 6 and, 5/8 roughly. That's going to make him just about 16.8 centimeters, give or take. Here he is up against Marvel Legends Darwin. That's good scaling. He's just a little bit taller than Darwin. I think that's fine. I'll put a link in the description below, by the way. I don't know when he's going to be available for purchase. I guess it could be already, but I think it's just a pre-order. I'll put it in the description. So instead of not knowing for sure, I just checked, and he's due out in November. But here's the catch. He is expensive. Very, very expensive. So, it's tough. I know that they have limited quantities and that sort of thing. Smaller studio. I get it. It's expensive, but the price on Big Bad Toy Store is like just over $80. So this figure better make lunch for $80. And he's not going to do that. He's just an action figure. So that's a really hard sell. So this is going to be one of those reviews where it's like, technically speaking, it might cost them that much, but as a user, $80 is nowhere near the realm of reasonable for this. So this is going to be purely a subjective thing. If you think it's good enough for you to spend the money on, knock yourself out. I'll tell you which things are good about it, which things are bad about it on their own merits. But for $80, I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow. So let's go ahead and get into it though. Aesthetically, I love the paint job, the metallic red and then the pearly white. It's just gorgeous, and it's super clean. All the leaves on there, his helmet leaf, his abdominal leaf, the shoulder leaves, it looks really, really good. The belt is painted nicely, the hands are painted nicely, the different metallic red for the boots. It's a really good looking figure in that sense. The proportioning on this guy is pretty good, except for the lower legs are really long. But everything else looks pretty nice. He's got that broad shoulder look, the skinny waist. Could use some traps probably, but looks pretty nice for sure in a general sense. Maybe a little bit of wash up here would be nice, but it still looks pretty darn good. The sculpted details, the individual details are nice, especially with this like hexagon pattern. They did a good job with that. I mean, that had to have been in alpha, like a texture map. No way somebody did that by hand. If they did, that's the most annoying sculpt work in the history of the world. It has to be. But that looks really good. Regardless how they put it on there, it looks really, really nice. The helmet shape is pretty good, except there's something off about it. I don't know if his eyes are weird. The way they painted his lip on his mouth, so he's got a frown going. But it looks like he's smiling the way they painted it. It looks like he's smiling, and his eyes look like happy eyes to me. And I don't think that's what they're going for. It should be the grim, like grimacy type look. like a Judge Dredd type look almost, and instead he looks to me to be exceedingly happy, like a Pixar robot happiness. That's what the eyes look like, and then the mouth looks like it's smiling as a result of the paint job. You guys tell me what you're seeing there, but like I can see the sculpt for the mouth. It's definitely a grimace, a frown, whatever you want to call it. But the paint job on that mouth mixed with the eyes, he looks like he is smiling hard, and it's kind of funny. But there's that. Then the other thing as far as aesthetics go, which I have to mention, I could do it in the articulation, I'm going to do it both, is the neck is very skinny, and his lollipop is reminiscent of one of like the worst Marvel Legends lollipops. Now luckily his head moves around nicely, and we'll talk about it there, but he does have a very slender tubular neck. So if you don't look at it, like if you hide it, it's fine, but if you are looking at it, it looks rough. So there's a lot to like about this, but there's also plenty that is questionable. The really long lower legs is definitely a problem for me. A lot of companies are doing that. I don't know why. It's strange. But yeah, he looks good in a lot of ways, so I'll give him, like, the good things are like a 10 out of 10, and then the bad things are their problems, so I don't know, average it out to 8, I guess. I don't know how to even figure it, especially at this price point. It's a tricky thing to review. Now, as far as accessories go, you do get his backpack. It doesn't stay on. You can take it off if you want. It also does hold his guns, so you can pull these out and hold them to shoot whatever he's going to shoot. I don't know, maple syrup. I'm joking, of course, they're not guns, but they do go in the backpack, and that's nice. His nightsticks, billy clubs, whatever you want to call them. And they're pretty nicely done with the painted handles. I haven't messed with them too much yet, so I'll let you guys know in a note if the paint comes off when it goes in his hands. But he does have a decent spread of hands. He's got the 2 fist hands, he's got the 2 gripping hands with vertical hinges, that's nice. He's got the 2 kind of relaxed hands and the 2 open hands. Pretty good spread, I think that's fine. I don't know that there's anything that's super necessary in addition to. Other than the relaxed hands are kind of not as relaxed as I would like them to be. But otherwise, it's a good spread of accessories. So, other than like a flight stand or an effect part or something, which you don't necessarily need, yeah, I'll say 9 out of 10. That's a fine spread. Although for the price point, it's terrible. So it's like, I don't know how to review this properly. You get what I'm saying. Good spread of accessories for a figure like this. If it was a $50 or $60 figure from an indie company, I think that's reasonable enough. But it's not that. So, I mean, it's not that price point. So I don't know. It's weird. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. Like I said, the neck looks goofy, but his head does move around really nicely. That demonstrates how ball pegs can work well, but not even quite as well as they could work because of the way they've done the joints. Given that gapping, he should have better range looking up and down, but the side to side is good. I guess looking down is good too, but looking up is more limited than I would have expected, but it's still good range regardless. He does have a little bit of a butterfly joint. It's minimal. It's hidden nicely by the sculpt, but it is just a minimal joint, no real up or down, just a little bit forward and back. Standard shoulder joint up to horizontal, that's fine, full rotation. Bicep swivel is on there, that's fine. One problem I had with this figure is this happens. And this is one of the downsides of doing, it's the same type of joint they use on like Dragon Ball figures from Bandai, which is just the 2 plastic hinges that peg through the bicep into the shoulder, because there's no place to peg it into the bicep. There's not enough room. So you have to go all the way through to the shoulder, and so many figures have had arms fall off because of that. And this figure's no different. The arms do come off way too easily. That said, the joints are nice joints. So like he can bend his elbow nicely. It's smooth, it looks good, it's functional. It's a really nicely designed joint, other than it's just too easy for it to fall off. And that's a really hard problem to avoid. I was going to say especially at the price point, but at this price point I would expect, like I said, it should make lunch, let alone not have the arms fall off. So there's that. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge like I mentioned. There is some rub where the paint is rubbing at the inside of the wrist, so be aware of that. For the torso, we have a double ball peg. It doesn't go very far forward at all for the upper torso. It does lean back pretty nicely, and it is sculpted through, so that's good. Side to side is decent. Not great, but decent. And it does rotate. It's a little bit of a loose ball though, so be careful. The lower torso, on the other hand, it leans back nicely. Goes pretty far back. It goes pretty far forward as well. And then side to side is really nice. That lower torso is doing the heavy lifting, but it works well. It works nicely. And the belt is a soft piece that just hides everything nicely. It feels like it's connected in the back. but that holds it in place and the rest flexes. So it's not a bad torso. I wish it could go farther forward and the upper torso was a little bit more efficient, but otherwise it's nice. For the hips, they go out to the side pretty far, but not the full-on splits. It's a ball socket in there. They're not loose, but they're not tight either. It's kind of a weird feeling joint. He can kick up pretty nicely, basically up to horizontal, so that's good. You do have a thigh swivel that's just cut into the figure and one at the hip. So you've got both. You don't need both, but you've got them. Double jointed knee, like I said before, it's the proportioning's weird on this guy. His lower legs are really long, and his knees are really long too. It's kind of a strange knee joint, but it is that type of joint that's up here, and it feels nice to use, so that's good. You do get a boot swivel. Uh-oh, that one's stuck. You do get a boot swivel. It's at the top, and it's not the best looking thing, as they never are, but it does function, and the sculpt is nice, so that's still okay. Then the ankles go all the way back and pretty far forward. Mine is doing this thing though, where the paint comes off, so be careful with that. And the ankle rocker is really steep, super steep with his crazy boots. You can rotate this to make up for it, but then that breaks the sculpt. So I think it would have been good for them to put the rotation down here under the red part rather than up here. That would have helped. So yeah, his articulation is good on paper, less good in practice. It's not bad by any means, but it's still lacking. It still needs more, especially if they can't get the prices down. And I know it's like they probably aren't aiming at the $82. They're probably aiming at like, I don't know, 75, something like that. It's just still too much. You're putting yourself under too much of a microscope at that point. And so this figure needs to be outstanding for that kind of money. And it's just not. It's really, if it was $40, outstanding with issues, but still really nice. $50, $60 becoming reasonable. Anything above that, it's like, okay, it better really do something special, and it just has too many issues. So my final verdict on this guy is, if you're ignoring the price, it's like aesthetically it's like an 8 or 9, because it has some really cool things. Overall though, I have to go like 7 probably, not counting the price. Counting the price, I'm not even going to rate it, because the price is just absurdly expensive for what this is. And I hope they don't take offense to what I'm saying. It's everything I'm saying, I'm trying to say it in the most constructive way possible. I'm not like hating on it for the sake of hating on it. There's no reason for me to do that. I like a lot about this figure, but the price is just nuts. And the figure, if it was exactly what it is, but without any of the flaws, like not design flaws, but like arms falling off, the neck having gaps, things like that, it wouldn't bother me as much. But I don't know, guys. This might be a bridge too far. I don't know what you think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But I'm not even gonna rate it with the price. You guys do what you want with the pricing. Yeah, it's a strange thing. Let me know what you guys think, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.